today we continue our daily devotions from Ruth. We're going to finish out chapter 2 today. And if you remember yesterday, we were with Naomi and Ruth as they discovered Boaz's kindness and care and concern for Ruth. And so today we finish out that experience. This starting in verse 20. Naomi replied to her daughter-in-law, "May he be blessed by the Lord, who hasn't abandoned his faithfulness with the living or with the dead." Naomi said to her, "The man is one of our close relatives. He's one of our redeemers." Ruth the Moabite replied, "Furthermore, he said to me, 'Stay with my workers until they've finished all of my harvest.'" Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, "It's good, my daughter, that you go out with his young women, so that men don't assault you in another field." Thus she stayed with Boaz's young women, gleaning until the completion of the barley and wheat harvests, and she lived with her mother-in-law. So a couple things that are important here. One, Ruth and Naomi are still in a pretty perilous position. They didn't have a guarantee of a place to live or people to take care of them or even safety. And it's easy to forget that they're still on a razor's edge in their society. They haven't found a place of comfort where they can be secure, where they can rely on promises, where they can take care of themselves. That's not their reality. They have to rely on the kindness of a stranger, of a strange man who had power and position to protect them. It's also true that um, Ruth was in a very dangerous spot. It was incredibly brave for her to go into that field in the first place. It's not that this has changed over much in time. It's still dangerous often for women to go in places with strange people in our lives, in our world. It's just something that Ruth had to be extra careful about, and that women even today have to still consider. Is this a safe place for me to be? Is there going to be danger here? And so the fact that she had a place to go where she could be guaranteed that she wouldn't be assaulted, and that the Bible feels like it's important to point that out, is an incredibly powerful moment. And then Ruth lives with Naomi in this field. Isn't that unusual? Where was Ruth planning on staying? Right? Was Ruth expected to live in her own place? Why do we hear a note that she's living with Naomi while Boaz takes care of her? I would assume that was expected, right? It's an interesting end to this chapter. It gives us a glimpse into what it was like to live as a woman at the time. I wonder how often we hear the stories of people who have experiences that are outside of our own. How often do we listen and really hear what people are going through that have a different life experience than us, either more privileged or less privileged, or more safe, or less safe, or um, from a different place, a different country? Do we listen to these stories? Do we see truth in them? And can we hear God speak through them when they're so different or distant from our own? Do we have ears to hear? God bless.